Welcome back. Now we're going to look at the actual assignment. The videos that explain the assignment instructions, the assignment sheet, and the self-assessment sheet are all available on my website, and they are also available on Moodle. And you can access Moodle, of course, like the website, from home or from school. So after you've watched these videos, you're going to choose 3 countries, one from very high human development, one from medium human development, and one from low human development. And you'll be choosing those, of course, from the United Nations Human Development Index list. And if you don't remember what that list looks like, I'll pull it up here. You received a sheet that looked like this. And this is the United Nations Human Development Index list. It lists every country in the world, and it ranks them in order of their development. And so you're going to choose one country from very high human development. You're going to choose one country from medium human development, which would be this list here, and one from low human development, which is the list on the right. After you've chosen those 3 countries, you're going to go to gapminder.org, and you're going to plot a graph using those 3 countries as I explained in the last video. The sample that we used in the last video is on your instruction sheet. The link is there, or you can click on a digital copy and it will take you right to the link. Once you've plotted that graph, you will then go to the assignment sheet, and you will complete the assignment sheet. And the assignment sheet looks just like this. And so, using our example, my choice of very high human development country was Norway. Its United Nations Human Development ranking was number 1. And then there's a part here where you need to explain a sudden dip or swing in the development of each of the countries you have chosen. So there was a sudden dip or swing in the development of this country in the year, and then you can see the places there for the explanation. So why don't we move over to the example, and then we can explain some of these dips and swings. And so I'll move over to the example, as we used in the last video: Norway, Albania, and Bangladesh. Okay, now when we take a look at this, there are some obvious dips and swings in the countries as they develop. If we look at Albania here, it moves readily across, and then in the year 1919, there is a huge dip in life expectancy. A quick Google search will tell me that in 1919, at the end of the First World War, there were a number of diseases that hit Albania. And they didn't have any hospitals or doctors, or very few hospitals and doctors left. And so it was a devastating epidemic of diseases, and that shortened their life expectancy greatly. And once they were able to establish themselves again after the war, their life expectancy came right back. So that would be an explanation for that dip there, and I would put it on that assignment sheet. In Norway, you can see that right here in 1809, there is a dip where their life expectancy goes way down. And again, a quick Google search will tell me that in Norway in 1809, there was a war with Denmark, and there were many casualties. And so for a short period of time, their life expectancy dropped considerably in Norway before it picked up again, as you can see right here. In Bangladesh, in 1942, there was a famine, and so 44 is somewhere around here. It might be easiest if we actually go back to those years. If you look at the blue, we will go back to right around here. Okay, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see right here the extreme dip in 1944. That's what I was referring to. So to clarify, that was actually a dip in 1944 in Bangladesh caused by a famine. Okay, and so the assignment sheet asks you to explain this dip, and this dip right here in 1944. And I'll flip back over to the assignment sheet, as you can see. Okay, and so my choice of low human development country was Bangladesh. Its United Nations Development Index ranking is 142, so I write that in there. There was a sudden dip or swing in the development of the country in 1944, and this was because of a famine. The famine lasted for about 2 years. The country developed new agricultural methods to pull themselves out of this famine. So once you have completed the assignment sheet, then you would take the URL for your particular set of graphs, and you would upload that onto Moodle so that we can share that with the class and with your group. And then finally, you would complete the self-assessment sheet. On the instruction sheet, there is a small version of the self-assessment, just so you can see what it looks like. But on the website and on Moodle, there is actually a separate self-assessment sheet which you are expected to complete. Okay, and the self-assessment sheet looks similar to this. Well, this is actually it. Okay, and you put a check or an X if you have completed each of these items. You total up the number of checks or X's, and then, as with all self-assessment sheets that you have used with me, you will say what you did well on the assignment. Be as specific as possible. If you think you did well on picking the countries or researching their dips or swings, then say that, and what you could have improved on. And again, please be as specific as possible there. Okay, and you just go through each line, check or X, and total up the number of checks. It starts with watching the videos, familiarizing yourself with Gapminder, completing a graph, and then the last few points are for explaining a noticeable change in one country, 2 countries, or 3 countries to show that you really do understand the changes that happen in development over the years for various countries. So again, all of that is in the instruction sheet. Okay, choosing 3 countries, uploading the graph, making the graph, and completing the self-assessment sheet are there, and it is all available on both, okay, my website and on Moodle. Best of luck to you, and please come see me if you have any questions.